For 2 decades, Doxa Deo has been impacting cities across the world. This dream started with a local church in Brooklyn, Pretoria, and subsequently expanded to the global impact it has today. 6 key moments define the story. It all started with a local church then known as Corpus Christi.
The leadership then gathered in the corner conference room where we sensed God challenging us as a church to become more missional.
So we were worshiping for about 15-20 minutes like we normally did, and Alan just felt in his heart that one of our elders had a specific word that God wanted us to hear. So I said to him, Francois, the words that's on your heart at the moment, just share it with us. And Francois started with the words, look, God says, I am giving you this city.
The vision was clear. God called Doxa Deo to be present as an instrument of city transformation.
Faith for a church had to become faith for a city.
Mark 6 became a key reference for understanding the strategy. Jesus' disciples had concern for the hungry people, but Scripture teaches that Jesus had compassion that led to engagement. Similarly, Doxa Deo had to move to take up this call, to engage our community and society at large. After expansive growth in the local church, we were challenged by the Mark 6 reference of Jesus breaking the crowd into groups of 50 and 100. International research showed a new church phenomenon called the multi-site church, enabling a local church to reach more people, meeting in different locations, functioning as one local city.
We then charted a path in which we raised and released ministry teams led by campus pastors to engage in various locations.
These pastors would take responsibility to establish the city-reaching vision in their geographical area.
We wanted our ministry to be small enough that the individual could feel, I'm not getting lost in the size of this thing, but big enough so that we could have a combined impact on the larger canvas of a city that needs to be transformed.
Planting various campuses that are closer to where people live and where they work gives us an incredible opportunity to be one church, but to see synergy levels of creativity and variety that makes this family something special.
In Doxa Deo, we value our people. In response to our mission to engage the welfare of our city, some of our partners, as we refer to them, came and challenged us to become aware of the deep challenges in our city. We embarked on a midnight visit to the downtown area to be exposed, we thought, to the sin of our city. But we became deeply aware of the pain of our city.
Our calling became clear. How could we address the root causes of the pain and brokenness? A framework was established whereby we could affect different spheres of society by engaging with love and kingdom values. They would impact cities by being present in areas of church, education, social society, business, sports, arts, government, and media.
What grips my mind and my heart is the fact that there's one vision of transforming cities in a global context. And the fact that we're part of that is an awesome experience.
At a global apostolic summit in Singapore, significant leaders from across the world gathered together. In a moment of prophetic ministry, Alan was called to the center.
Standing there in the midst of this group of global leaders prophesying over our lives and ministry, it was clearly stated that God is not just giving us one city, but 12. A portion of scripture in Mark chapter 6 speaks of 12 baskets that were taken to other regions. So we sensed that God was challenging us to take what we have been blessed with in the one city to 12 cities in the world. One of the critical moments in our history came with a very painful experience. After years of cash flow surplus, we suddenly found ourselves in a financial crisis. This led not just to having to manage the crisis, but also to deep introspection.
Although this was a financial challenge, we were challenged to refocus on the importance of our message on the centrality of Jesus Christ in all of our communication.
We went through periods that we would think it's the end of the world, but God always had a bigger picture in mind. Through the most difficult seasons was also sometimes the seasons that we grew the most. We planted 3 churches just after the crash in 2003.
The next defining moment for Doxa Deo was the awareness that God was calling this ministry to serve beyond the boundaries of its own defined vision.
I think one of the first words that Alan Platt used was, Doxa Deo creates platforms for people and for ministries to be launched into their dreams.
The Doxa Deo dream expanded, giving birth to a global city changes movement.
Doxa Deo had this defining moment where we realized it wasn't just about our own defined vision, but taking that vision to our communities. And we started partnering with other ministries to become a movement of city changes.
Key leaders had to be released and repositioned in order to make this possible, to take the dream of transforming cities global. Several leaders rose to the occasion.
We are really excited about the City Changes movement. We've seen initiatives around different spheres of society, in education, in business, and even some children's homes.
The future of this dream depends highly on the extent to which we raise and equip young leaders for ministry and city transformation.
Several churches and organizations started relating to Doxa Deo through a Kingdom Partnership program.
It's inspiring to be part of other people's dreams and other ministries' visions and to partner with them to establish God's reign.
Doxa Deo is right now at the point where once again God is challenging the leadership to trust Him to enter into a 5-year season of extreme acceleration of our mission.
Can you imagine us going to 12 cities in the next 5 years? Can you imagine us having an active engagement in all 8 spheres of society? We're sensing that there is an anticipation, an expectancy, a new velocity to this ministry.
Could it be possible that in the next 5 years, God can empower Doxa Deo to do what He did through this ministry in the last 20?
We're so grateful for every partner, every person that feels connected to this dream and is going to journey with us.
Doxa Deo, we are city changers.
Missional more than